it's Bill. So, I love when things come up last minute, right? So, I have really nice neighbors, and they're going to have a cookout, but they always invite me because they have this outdoor kitchen, but they don't know how to cook. So, you know, if they're going to cook burgers and chicken and stuff, I get recruited. So I'm going to take something a little different, a little fun, and so I'm going to make it right in front of you so you can see, because I think sometimes we all get that last minute, like, what do I do? So I'm not saying I would I have all these ingredients in my cupboard, but you know, you simplify it. So I'm going to make this really great pasta salad. And it's totally different than probably whatever you've tried before, but I really hope you like it, hope you try it. I think you will, and it's the bomb diggity, okay? So, excuse me. There are a few steps to it. So to simplify it, what I did, first of all, I somehow managed to get hair in my glasses. There we go, now I can see. So to simplify it, think of it in steps. Don't think about, you know, if you're baking a cake, first you make the cake, then you make the icing, and then you cool the cake, and then you ice the cake, right? So it's really steps, and each step really isn't that difficult. So the first thing I did was I cooked some pasta, strain it real good. I like to rinse it real well too, because I really don't want the main ingredient to be the starch. Put a little olive oil in it, right, so it doesn't stick, and just throw it in the refrigerator after it gets down to, like, you know, where you can stir it around with your hands. And in the fridge it goes, and we'll get it out right as we're putting this all together. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm making this like dressing. And if you see me make my Italian dressing or whatever, it's kind of similar. And because I was kind of in a rush, not all the herbs are going to be fresh. So one of them is I need a little oregano. So I just want a little bit for flavor. And actually, a teaspoon of dry oregano is really, really enough. In fact, I'm probably going to cut it a little shy. This is a brand new jar, and it's smelling pretty potent. You know, if it's been sitting in the cupboard for, you know, a year or two, maybe I would put a whole teaspoon in, but I think I'm going to stick with about a half teaspoon. Next thing I have is I have some garlic, right? I just kind of, you know, with the blade of my onion, kind of crushed it, chopped it up so it's still big chunks. Then I need some Dijon mustard. And I hate to say it, but I'm kind of like, I think that Grey Poupon is better. I know there's some other really good ones out there that are expensive, but this is one time I don't use like the generic store brand. It really tastes totally different. I didn't think so until I tried it once. So I want a good, this is the emulsifier, we're going to make it all kind of stick together. So I want to make sure I get a good tablespoon. There it goes. There's a little bit more, but that's okay. And my liquid is going to be, I got a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. So normally you hear me talk about using rice vinegars and red wine vinegars, but we're going to go with balsamic. We're going to make this a little wild, okay? Now I do need to add some black pepper. Black pepper is really important. Try and keep my work area clean as I go. And then when I went out and I cut, there's probably 8 good basil leaves, and got a little Italian parsley that I stole from my rabbits. They're mad at me for that. But I didn't want it all basil. I wanted to cut it a little bit, and the Italian parsley is going to kind of give it that freshness and work really well. All right, then I have my handy dandy immersion blender. Let's see how this all plays out. If I can see the dial, there we go. And there's not a whole lot of liquid in here, so I'm going to work a little bit, and then we're going to add the olive oil. Okay, so basically I got the leaves pretty well chewed up. Now I need like half a cup of olive oil. I'll start there. I can always add more later. I'm not going to bore you with the next couple minutes, so I'm just going to edit this out so you really don't have to watch me make this, okay? I'll be right back in about 60 seconds. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so I'm just checking. The garlic was my arch nemesis in this because I had a heck of a time getting it, but literally 30 seconds after I paused the video, it worked out, so we're all good. I like to disconnect so nobody gets hurt. Balsamic vinegar can be so sticky, it's so amazing. But I love it, okay? There's so many things where it's just like really perfect. I get that soaking in a little water. Okay, let's see how talented I am. So what I want to do is I want to kind of do a little layer thing here, so I'm not really trying to aggressively mix it all. So and you can see I use macaroni. Oh, there's a whole story about this. So, like macaroni, everyone uses tricolor, right? Whatever it's called. I could have used bow tie. I really like the consistency of this particular brand, and I think macaroni holds up really well. But the other thing is, when I was a kid, the only pasta we had in the cupboard was macaroni for mac and cheese, mac salad, or spaghetti. And actually, I've made this with like thick spaghetti, and you just break it into pieces before you cook it. That works pretty good too. But I just wanted to show you that you don't have to be like everyone else. And guess what? It tastes the same. Alright, so what have I got going here? I'm actually trying these. I used them in another dish and it worked out really well. These are already chopped artichoke hearts. Because guess what? I felt like I was chopping a lot of stuff this morning. So I'm going to put those in there. A little left in the can. We'll see if I need it. I got some red onion, of course. Good cup of that. I was nervous trying to decide if this bowl was going to really hold everything. So there's our grocery store, there's a salad bar, and I always get the Kalamata olives. I think they're better. If you have a preference in like some stuff, the Kalamata olives you can get in a jar, please let me know. I just think these aren't, they just have more texture to them because they're kind of fresh. So we're going to start this whole process. And the artichoke hearts, I just think, kind of going to add some really nice stuff. Add some stuff, man. nervous about getting all this stuff in here, so we'll see. Want a little dressing in here. And like I said, it really helps putting a little olive oil on the pasta after it cools. And don't cook it to death. You know, you want to have, I don't want chewy pasta, but remember it's going to kind of absorb some of the liquid and soften a little more anyways. This is looking really fabulous. Doing a little spring clean and my nose is running, man. A lot of dust in the air. Hurricane must have stirred up some stuff. Alright. So. Now I can get the rest of these. I probably had about 7/8 of it, but I could use the rest. You know, you can always add more you can't take away. So just remember that. Pour on what you think looks right. And then in the end, if you got room, you're good. Definitely need more dressing. Probably not all of this, so a little bit in the bottom here for right now. Wow, this is really good. So now for the best part, right? This is the part you all been waiting for. Got some fresh mozzarella cheese. This is 8 ounces that I've cubed up. And then in the bottom, so I've run out of bowls, this is sandwich pepperoni from the deli. I have them cut it really thick. I don't need a whole ton of it. This is like 1/3 of a pound. It adds flavor, but I'm not trying to make a meat salad here. So I think this is going to be just right. I think my poor spatula is going to need a little assistance here. Whoa. And remember, you can always add, you can't take away. So, I'm really thinking this is plenty of dressing. It's not cooled at the bottom. But like I said, some of it is going to absorb. The mozzarella is going to absorb some of that wonderful stuff. Everybody's going to get happy. And I can save that dressing and put it on a regular salad. I mean, it's just like an over-the-top Italian type dressing with herbs and vinegar and olive oil. I mean, come on. Use it as a marinade. Barbecue and chicken, man. You could put some of that on there ahead of time before you grill it. It would be insane, that balsamic cooking down and as sweet as it gets when it cooks. Oh yeah, it would make a nice crust. Check in. Perfect. Now, you know, I've done this a time or two, so I get a little crazy pouring the dressing on because I know about how much it takes. If you're nervous, just go slow. But the last thing you want to do is to fold in that pepperoni and the mozzarella cheese. So get it about where you think you want it. Put that in. And then you're going to throw it in the refrigerator. This isn't, you know, typically salads like this isn't something you're going to make 20 minutes before serving. So it's going to go in the refrigerator, get nice and chilled. And you know, sometimes when I make macaroni salad, the mayonnaise really absorbs in. You're not going to have that issue with this. Plus, because I did let I did treat the macaroni or the pasta with olive oil after it cooled, I think that's going to really stop that whole process too. And I think I'm going to start doing that with my mac salad. So you might be seeing that re-release soon, right? So, I've done Grandma's bowl proud with this. Just want you to see all the little goodies in here. And if it's good now, it's going to be stupendous in an hour, right? And that's a big bowl. That's going to serve a lot, right? But you can see, I mean, this is beautiful. There's all that artichoke, chopped up artichoke heart. You can see the olives, lots of onion, mozzarella, pepperoni. I mean, what's not? Let's see. Let's see if I can. I just want to try the mac. Pasta is perfectly cooked. So I think the package is 9 to 11 minutes. I just did it for the 9. Wow. That's impressive. I outdid myself, okay? Just in case you're wondering. So, like I always say, thank you. Thank you a million times. This is fun. This is great. This is something, like I said, don't get overwhelmed by the recipe. Just do it in steps. And I know you'll really enjoy this. Yeah, no, this is perfect. This is how you wow your friends. And this is why they keep asking me to come back. Of course, if I can only get them to subscribe to my cooking show. That's another story. Maybe I need to revolt, or maybe I just need to walk around my little cart stuck on my body. Hand them out, right? Anyway, hope you enjoy it. Have a great time. Do something fun. I've got some really cool ideas coming up. I know it seems like a long way away, but Thanksgiving's coming. Got some really great recipes I'm working on, and I think you're going to be really impressed. Of course, I don't know if I can top this, but I'll really try. So like I always said, thank you. Keep commenting, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with some really great recipes.